Welcome to the 10 Acre Woods. My name's Mark, and the end is near. The end of winter, that is. It is warming up this week, and it is supposed to be 0 degrees plus degrees, so above freezing, this week coming up. So it looks like next weekend it's going to be, I think the low is 0 degrees. So that's great. So we've been waiting for this. Tara just told me this morning, she said, oh, I'd like to take a big heater and put it out in the pond. Well, let's just wait on that, because we've only got another few days until it warms up and we'll see some melting going on. So today we're going to talk about sprouting and seeding. So sprouting, we've done a video that in the past, sprouting seeds for animals and giving them that. So what this is sprouting for human consumption. We found a neat little contraption that does the trick there. And we'll go back inside a little bit later and show you that. And then of course show you what Tara's started out on the seeding, on planting for spring. So we're going to be doing our hay garden, I guess that's what it is. We'll see how that goes. So that'll be something coming up in the spring as we move forward. But I figured we'll go out and we'll start out with the animals. I grabbed some apples for Hannibal because he's always looking for apples. Whenever he comes, whenever I go out there, he comes up to me and I can just see it in his eyes. Where's my apples? So Bronwyn. Now, Tara has been keeping an eye on Bronwyn. Of course, we've discussed about this phantom pregnancy. And for those of you that have watched the video, she has displayed some signs. Yeah, so I rattled the bag here of apples, and of course, she knows the sound just like a dog. So I'm going to give her an apple slice. Hey, oh. What's that? Oh, there you go. Oh, that's the thing right there. So myself, I think it was just a phantom pregnancy, but there was some movement there we saw in the past, so it was very confusing. So that's Bronwyn. Hey, you're still in here, and of course we left her in here. We didn't want to put her out into the cold because she was accustomed to the warmer temperatures inside the barn. And we didn't want to give her that shock of putting her out. Was that good? Yes, it was. And hey, kids. Fernando. Moira. And, of course, little Sheldon. Now, there's been some comments about, yeah, his color has been changing. Where'd you go, buddy? On the back end. Fernando, you're blocking the whole scene. On the back end, you can see there his color has changed. Last year, or beginning of winter, his color was all basically this brown. Hey, buddy. Yes. Are you ready to go outside too? Oh, you are. So we want to keep an eye on him, of course, when he goes out. He's stronger, and but we just want to make sure that he doesn't get picked on. So we may put these two. Well, we'll try Moira. Oh, me and my name for Moira. I can't pronounce it on most days. Moira. We'll put likely these two out into the pen. We call it the nursery pen, just outside of the main compound. We'll play around with some different ideas. Ideally, we'd like to have them all together, but we want to make sure that nobody gets picked on. And of course the chickens as well. So these chickens are likely itching to get outside. We did put the roosters and the ducks, we put them out just outside their area. So we'll go out and we'll have a look at them. Prince's tail is in full bloom. No hatching last year of these guys, although the girls did lay some eggs. So we're gonna have to get creative and maybe try a few things. It's been a couple years since we've had little pea chicks, but well, we'll give it another shot this year and see what happens. Hello, everybody. Oh, there's Turbo, the little troublemaker Turbo. Hey. Okay, what's with the hay on? What's with the hay on your head? Okay, so this was a question. This is Bobby. And we put Carl and Billy out last weekend. And people had asked, well, what about Bobby? Why didn't he go out? Well, Bobby is fixed, so he's a weathered male. And he is not as rambunctious as the other two boys. Hey? So we didn't want to put him out because he will get picked on by them. And he is no threat to the girls in here, so there's not an issue. We try to keep them together as much as possible, all of the animals. But of course, because Carl and Billy are intact, they are a little bit more rambunctious. And when we have visitors that come on the farm, you can smell the apple, I think, then there can be a concern with them getting a little bit too aggressive. But of course, Bobby's not aggressive at all. This is the most aggressive he is. Oh, lick your fingers and try to get some apple off there. So the alpacas here, we don't know if they're pregnant or not. Now, when these three came in, we thought they were females. Well, it turns out this one here, which was Marlene, we renamed Marley because after the shaving, the shearing of them, we found that he was actually a boy. So he could have impregnated one of the other two. Paula here is actually his mother. So we had him fixed. Mainly because there was some fighting going on between him and Barry. Barry is still intact, but if the other ones are pregnant, then which we haven't seen any of them going into heat, so it is possible. Hey, Marley. Hey. Then we have, of course, the ponies. Hi, you want one of these, Willow? We'll sneak it to you. Maybe we'll give one to Shadow too. And of course, if I were to do this with the boys around, they would be all over me. Here, Shadow. Want one of those? Oh, whoops. Oh, yeah. Here, try it again. There you go. There you go. It was funny, last night on the camera, I noticed Shadow was lying right here on the ground. The pigs are just in there. Which looks like they're... are they still in there? They might be out. We'll have to go over and take a look. And Willow was standing right beside her. It was cute. Okay, so Hannibal, the moment you've been waiting for. Look at him. His nose is up and he's like, is this what you want, Hannibal? Oh, yeah. It's just gone. Okay, one more. One more. Oh. And of course, oh, look who comes along. Petey. What do I have? I got a couple more in here. Petey, you want one? Here. Here. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you want some more, don't you? You're just an apple monster. Where's your girlfriend? Where's Piper? Piper is out there. Okay. Hi, girls. Hi! Hi, Snow! Alright, so, yeah, this is going to be a little tricky. I've only got... I've only got 2 apples. Look at this. You guys know something's up? Here, I'll toss one over there. Ooh! Oh! No. Piper, here. Oh, there you go. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got, everybody. I guess I'll have to get a bushel, won't I? They had some treats this morning. Actually, no, not this morning. I don't believe they did this morning. Usually every Sunday they get treats, but I'm not sure if they got them this morning. What's that on your head? You silly boy. Here, you want to eat that? Oh, there you go. All right, kids. Yep. Let's go see the ducks and geese and roosters. Looks like a rooster's out. So Tara's just opened up the door here just to kind of let them into this area. And of course the roosters can jump up onto here without too much of a problem. And just to give them a little bit more room, we're going to close them back up tonight because I think tonight's the last night it's going to be cold. I think it's minus 18 for this evening. And of course these Muscovy ducks here are our bigger concern. We want to make sure the Muscovies are kept warm. Right, guys? Yes, and the hi, guys. Oh, these male Muscovies we have. We don't, I think we've only got 1 or 2 females. All right, so this is the area up front. So we have had some, what has she done here? Oh, she's looks like she's really tied it up. We had an issue with the electric fence last weekend. Ugh. Oh, spring. Come on, spring. Yeah, so it looks like this is kind of down. It's been pulled. I don't know why it's that low, but the boys have been getting into this area. So the issue is the ground is frozen, so we're not getting a good ground. So there's the boys over there. They're happy now in their new area up front. And they're not, once they get through this fence here, they're not going anywhere because they don't like to go in deep snow. So they'll come over, and you can see all the little poop pellets here where they've obviously come over. No, it doesn't look like, it looks like something's come through there. It looks like maybe a rabbit. And there's some little rabbit poops there too. Once things melt, the grounding effect of the electric fence will work much better. But what we'll have to do is I'll have to maybe tighten that up just so it looks a little better. This is now kind of sitting on the ground. Not sure why it's stretched. It could have been from this over here. Yeah, it looks like it twisted. It twisted these and them coming through it. Right, Carl? You're a silly boy. Yep, spring's coming. So as I head back up into the house, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Carl and Billy up front. Of course, they didn't take heed to the electric fence, so they've just been going through that. And the reason for that is, if you watched last week's video, you'll see that, of course, that we ran into some issues when hooking everything up. There's a bunch of different factors. One of them is the shoes we wear. They have rubber soles on them, and you don't get that continuity between the earth and the wire. Now, another factor is the ground is frozen, and it just doesn't conduct electricity very well, even with their hoofs being planted firmly on the ground. So when hooking up the fence, we don't have an issue through the summer, and if we leave them in an area, like that whole back area here is all electric fenced, they could likely just walk through it without even a hint of a shock. But the important thing is to train them to the wire. So making sure that it's hooked up and it's a boundary. A lot of the times you don't even, after a while, you don't even need it on. You can unplug it. And we do from time to time to add certain sections and to modify and to repair. They know that that wire's there. They know what happens when they get shocked. But unfortunately, in this case, they kind of, they saw something was up, and we were going back and forth through it, so they figured they'd test it out themselves. So it does work. It just may not work very good in cold climates and cold conditions just because of the frozen ground, but train them to it and they'll be good. So something I noticed last weekend when I uploaded my video is that it was the 200th episode. So it's been about 2.5 years since I've started the YouTube channel and doing weekly videos, 200. So here's to the next 200. So we're inside and we are going to have a look at sprouting. So what do you got for us here, Tara?
Well, seeds.
So this is the contraption here that you purchased.
This is a PV, and it's a seed sprouting container. So the water, well, I'll show you. First off, you want like your seeds, your raw seeds, which you can pretty much sprout any seeds. Google it first. The only one I've found so far that's not good is kidney beans have to be boiled first. So any of your seeds that you want to grow inside in the winter or have your sprouts, there are 30% more nutrient to eat the sprouts than it is to eat the actual plant, which is cool. You can have it on your salad, your sandwich, in a stir fry, any way you want like that. So you got your seed. which you got to find where you can buy it in bulk. Because that's your biggest thing.
We got these seeds from a friend of ours that has a company called Fresh Forage, and they actually do microgreens in this city. So this is made up of, what is it, seven trays.
There's 4.
Well, there's 4, 5, 6, and 3. So then there's 2 containers on the bottom that don't have holes in them. Is there 5 there?
Yes.
5, 6, 7. Oh, there's 8. Okay.
8. So one set is 4.
So on the bottom of this, you can see how it's dripping. There are holes that are drilled into the bottom of this.
I'll show you that. I'll show you the start first here. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to take, and all your seeds have to be soaked. There is, this I found online is an awesome startup, kind of how long to soak them for and how often to rinse them or soak or pour water through.
So that's wholefully.com/sprouting 101.
If you don't have the container thing, you can actually do it just in a straight jar. And then you add like a mesh cloth to the top, and you can pour your water in, put your metal lid on, and you can actually just rinse them and do it straight in the jars, which is also a cool thing. But, so for this tray here, you want about a tablespoon of seed per level, but you want to soak them first. So because we're going to eat these probably today and tomorrow in a stir fry or something, I'm going to add more. So a nice little salad mix, we're going to add red cabbage, and I'm going to equal about a tablespoon when I'm done. So I'm just going to guess, right? So we're going to add some red cabbage, some red clover, and some kale. Now you can buy, I know PV has some already pre-mixed like salad greens that have a variety of salad in them already. So you can buy them, or you can go to Superstore and buy bulk seeds from the bulk bins at Superstore.
Or if you're from the States, you'll have to go and figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
Because of course we're Canadian. And those 2 stores I don't believe are available in the US.
So for the first, so because this is more of a salad, so the clover, I'm going to soak the seeds for 8 hours. So I'm going to put them in a jar with a solid lid, shake them up, get them all wet, and then under the lid and just let it sit there, and that'll sit on the counter for 8 hours. After 8 hours, I'll add it to the tray, and then the trays stack. So these ones here this was a cool one, popcorn. So
yeah, and it's starting to sprout.
Starting to sprout already. Popcorn, this is barley. And then these are your mung beans. These are the ones that are typical when you go to the store and you buy sprouts. It's the mung beans that you buy. This is a salad mix with radish. The radish is really popular, which is the red ones. So it's a little spicy, the radish. That's another radish and beans. So what happened, like, there's like a bean mix in there. Beans and just eat them up. This one, oh, that's flavorful. This is buckwheat. And like I said, you can do any seeds. You'll learn the tastes of them. When these all fall off, the seed pods, because these are a little harder, then you just rinse them and they'll all float to the top. Oh, that was good. Okay, so then you have your tier. You fill this almost to the top with water, and 2-3 times a day you pour it in the top, and it goes all the way to the bottom. Before you fill it next time, empty this one, or it will end up on your counter. That's it.
All right, so there we go. So any questions on that, leave them in the comments, and we'll give you the best answer we have. Of course, we're learning that as well. Now, Tara also mentioned that if you want to start your seeds, you can actually do it that way too. So you can put it in there, and if you're planting, then you can get them going, and then plant the little seedlings. So we will.
Especially if you have old seeds that you don't know if they're going to sprout anymore.
Yeah. No, that'll work
it's
too.
a great way to use like old seeds and see what sprouts in a lot less time.
So welcome to our basement, the craft room and planting room and all that good stuff. Tara had picked up a couple of these lights here, and these are grow lights. Looks like 48 inch, 54 watt, full spectrum lights. And this is kind of what they look like here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to hang those. We'll have to hang them down so that I believe they need to only be about 8, 10, 12 inches above the plants. Yeah, depending on their size, I guess. So then we will put all of the plants here on this table, which this is just kind of a general craft table that we use for quite a bit of stuff. And it's actually on an air hockey table, so it works pretty well. So you've got your little greenhouses.
So once they start growing and start sprouting, I need more light on them, so they'll come over here. I'll actually take my animal cages that I have outside, and I'm going to put them over top of it so that the cat can't get into them, because that cat will destroy them. So once they start growing and getting their first leaves, then they'll come out here and go in here. But for now, they're in here. And so these ones are whoa. Okay. So for the first week, 2 weeks, so this is damp, but I'll take a spray bottle and I'll just spray the tops, because it's the tops of the seeds. Once a day, spread and moisten all of it. I'm bad for overwatering, so I discovered the spray bottle last year. Just keeps the top moist and the seeds just nice and happy until they start to grow. So this is all the, like onions and celery and all the stuff that takes a while to grow.
So nothing happening as of yet, but that was planted just last week, was it?
This past week.
Yeah.
So all this within this past week. This has just got watermelon in it right now, but I'll add all my squashes. I want to pull in my the squashes and the watermelons are all being planted in the sides of the seed bales. So I want them to have leaves before I plant them in there. So I'll either seed them up top, because we just thought about the sprouting mix thing, and then I'll add them in here. And then they'll go be like plugs in the side of the straw bales. So, but I don't have to start them quite yet. And my tomatoes, I'm holding off on my cherry tomatoes. This one is all tomatoes, I think. Tomatoes. This is all different types of tomatoes. And, no, sorry, this is tomatoes, this is peppers. This is peppers. Here they are, all on this side. This is all peppers, and this is tomatoes. And then we'll do the cherry tomatoes in there. I'm pulling in all my old hanging baskets, and I'm gonna do all my cherry tomatoes and my sweet, like peas, my climbers. I'm actually all doing in, or both. But I'm going to do them in hanging pots, because our pots hang like 12 feet above the ground. So we're going to grow them down, which will be cool. Try that.
All right. And then, so this is some of the potting mix that we've used here. We had these Pro Mix donated.
Yeah.
So that was great. The rest of it's outside here, along with all the snow. And
It'll be added to
so yeah, so this here is, you kind of see the ridge. This is a row of bale. This is a row of bale in here, and then there's another one out on the edge, so there's 3 rows there. So, and yes, we do have a walkout basement, which is great. Our basement's actually not in the ground because of the flooding that happens, where we have a high water table around here. And here's a little wall of 10 Acre Woods. We ran a trackers program. We do an Easter event every year. There's another trackers. This was Petting Farm Easter event at the community club. And then Sheldon goes around and does some visiting. So this was last year when he went to a school and they did a Kiss a Goat. And then some other, was that Trackers as well? Yep, Trackers teaches young youth. So this is just another article in the paper.
He started Easter event. He started his own business.
Oh yes,
Jimmy's
that was
juice.
the water, the juice. Yeah, that was cute. So that's kind of our wall. There's a few more articles over here on this side. So last week's video, you may have noticed, came out a little earlier. I believe it came out at noon. I had scheduled that because last week I headed out to Kelowna, BC in the Okanagan Valley. It was my father's 80th birthday, and my brother and sister came out from across Canada and we celebrated his birthday. My birthday was actually on the 4th and his was on the 5th. So it was a great opportunity to do a dual birthday celebration. My brother and my sister and I headed out to Big White Ski Resort, just east of Kelowna, and had a great day. It was just above zero, it was beautiful, it was sunny, and had a great visit with the entire family. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. The next couple weeks are going to be a little mucky around here, I'm sure of it, with all the melting going on. So that's to be expected this time of year. So it'll be exciting to see how the landscape changes from this weekend to next weekend. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up, comment if you have any questions at all, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and we'll see you next time. I'll leave a little video of my downhill skiing that I took with the GoPro at the end of the video. Take care and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.